edible landscaping, backyard orchard, food forests, urban gardening. More and more people are looking for trees, shrubs, vines, and ground covers that are edible. Where can you find the varieties you're looking for? What options do we have as consumers? Want to transform your yard from some non functional cookie cutter lot into a thriving, productive garden? An infusion of plant biodiversity is the key. And what better way to transport plants than in these small stasis chambers, otherwise known as seeds? Trees planted from a seed have the most natural root systems, which may include a strong, uninterrupted taproot. Seedling grown trees do have limitations, though. Often it takes several years to reach fruit bearing maturity. For some varieties, that might mean 10 or more years. Obviously, buying plants that have already begun to mature can save you years of waiting, and the results that you get are much more predictable. When you start digging in, you might be surprised to learn just how many plant varieties are out there. There's fruit that I would have never seen or tasted if I hadn't first bought the plants from a retailer. Alright, so it's worth buying some professionally grown plants. But where should you get them? At a big box store or at some local nursery? Or should you just buy them online? You can't get trees through the mail, can you? Let's look at some pros and cons of local versus online vendors. Often, local stores sell plants adapted to your growing zone, and specific varieties may be grown in local nurseries. They may be selected to resist diseases that are common in your area. But unfortunately, many nurseries are hit and miss when it comes to both selection and availability. What if you want something other than apples and peaches? What about pawpaws or persimmons? Or maybe you want a peach tree, but not just any peach. You want a dwarf, white-fleshed peach. Can you just walk into a Lowe's and find one? For a nearly endless variety, that is where online nurseries really shine. You can find plants that are able to grow in your zone, but you can also experiment with ones that are just at the edge of your climate. Things that might look tropical, but are able to grow in a temperate zone. Exotic sounding fruits like passion fruit or kiwi. Impress the local green thumbs with a diverse range of fruit producers. When I first bought my property, I immediately planned on what to rip out and what to plant. I've tried several online nurseries with good success. The first one I want to tell you about is my favorite, Raintree Nursery. This Washington State nursery offers amazing selection, plants you've never even heard of, including West Coast natives. A good balance between selection and price. They tend to be my preferred online plant seller. After speaking with the owner, James Owens, I managed to arrange a quick look at their operation for you. I ordered a couple grapevines at the end of the fall shipping season. Here's the luxuriant view of my suburban backyard in PA. And as my order is received, we're going to take a 3,000-mile journey. And here's the view from Raintree Nursery's backyard. This is where our journey begins. I feel a little out of my element here, so why don't I have James fill us in on his operation?
Hey guys, this is James at Raintree Nursery. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how we ship these plants out. A lot of people are curious as to how we pack the plants and how we're able to ship them without damaging these living organisms. So we're going to show you here. The plants here are proceeding down from the cold storage warehouse into our receiving greenhouse. They're then sent down into the shipping area with the order. Here you can see Roy, one of our employees, our packers. He's prepping the plant for shipment. First thing that he does is do any pruning that needs to happen, take off any dead leaves, clear the pot of any weeds, make sure that it's in good shape. He's cutting those stakes to the exact length of the box, so those stakes are what's going to help keep the plant straight and also prevent the potted plant from sliding around up and down in the box. So you can see we water the plants, then wrap them always in plastic around the pots so that they don't dry out. You can see in here, we just sort of set them in. Roy's thinking about how he's going to pack the box to make sure that there's no movement once the plant is shipped, no matter what side the box is turned on. You can see he surrounds the plants with paper and then closes it up. And then this box is headed out to see Al. So I hope we have good luck with this, Al.
Thanks so much to Rain Tree Nursery for providing these plants. Although they didn't pay me to feature them, they did donate these plants to my estate. And they took time to give us a glimpse into their operation. Hopefully I'll have nice updates to share with you in the months and years to come. As you'll see, you can get more than just small seedlings or vines to survive shipping. How about a 4-foot tree? Yep, they can do that. Rain Tree Nursery is my default online plant vendor, and I've placed more orders with them than anyone else. That said, there are other US-based nurseries that I've bought from, and I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you about them as well. Laurelnursery.com. This California-based nursery is an online seller of Dave Wilson's nursery fruit trees. They have a huge selection of grafted stone fruits with multiple rootstock options. I've purchased my bare root peaches, apricots, and plums from them. Even a 4-in-1 grafted variety. EdibleLandscaping.com, a Virginia-based nursery with a broad selection of edible plants, including some uncommon varieties. Shipping is available year-round, although stock fluctuates. I got a very nice potted Asian persimmon grafted on an American persimmon rootstock. JustFruitsAndExotics.com. This is a Florida-based nursery. They have lots of unique fruiting plants, including an impressive selection of persimmons. My mother-in-law's Asian persimmon came from this vendor. OneGreenWorld.com, an Oregon-based nursery. They offer a large selection, including some remarkable West Coast natives. In years past, I've received good quality plants, and there are multiple plants I've received from them. Check out each vendor's selections and shipping terms and compare that to where you live. Hopefully, your state doesn't impose restrictions preventing you from ordering online. It's important to keep in mind that there are certain shipping seasons and methods. Generally, the spring season is the ideal time to get your plants shipped to you. As you might expect, many plants come in pots, but in the spring, you may also get bare root plants. They've been dormant all winter and need to get planted in the spring as the ground becomes workable. Bare root plants have been dug up with the dirt shaken off the roots. Long roots are trimmed for shipping and wrapped to keep them moist so they don't dry out and die. Many growers prefer bare root plantings because the tree develops a more natural root structure since there isn't any of that circling root ball thing going on. The packages are much lighter, the trunk caliper is often thicker, and you can easily fit multiple trees in a single order. Once the trees wake up though, it's too late to send bare roots. Any online orders would need to be potted. Such trees may need some detangling or even pruning of the roots to encourage proper growth after planting. This takes us to our second big shipping season, autumn. As plants are preparing for or entering dormancy, this can be a good time to transplant the ones you own, or to buy new ones for incorporation before winter sets in. So even if it's already mid-season, don't rule out the option of ordering some plants before the year ends. In the winter, planting season might seem far off, but right now is the time to start planting. It's early March in the US, here in Zone 6, and the ground is still frozen. But I wouldn't wait until late spring to start thinking about fruit trees and berry bushes. Go online and start learning about the various fruiting plants that are adapted to your growing zone. Sign up for catalogs. Test run some books from the library. My favorite author? Lee Reich. All 3 of these books are worth a read. There's so much more out there than you may realize. Do your homework and formulate a plan. Thanks for taking time to watch, and thanks to Rain Tree Nursery for participating in this video. With your help, we can beautify our communities 1 yard at a time. Join me in my personal journey by subscribing to my channel. Don't forget that thumbs up. And as always, happy gardening.